Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today we're looking at Render Network, once again one of the leading AI tokens in the crypto space. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to give it a thumbs up below, hit that subscribe button as well, and don't forget you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description of this video down below. Go ahead and grab it, and let's talk about Render. So Render Network has had a rough couple of months, and with the market price action over the past couple of weeks, we have seen us hopefully find a little bit of a bottom here for the price of Render in the past week or two. So let's see what's been happening on the chart here, because if we go all the way back to essentially those early December highs, Render's price did get all the way up to $11.85. We did have a big run up in the price of Bitcoin and most alts in the immediate aftermath of the US election. And you can see Render was definitely leading the charge there. From November election result day to that peak was literally a 30-day period where Render did a 185% increase in price in that 1 month period. So that was a very big run up. A pullback was definitely warranted, but because Bitcoin continued to pull back through Q1, most altcoins, just like Render, did bleed out even heavier during that same time period. So you can see we came back down. We tried to rally back up here to about $9 and got there by the first week in January, but we've been putting in lower highs all throughout the past couple of months compared to these highs that we got in the beginning of December. So what happened here as we approached the end of January is that we lost the 200-day simple moving average and we continued even lower. I did have this level marked in the chart here around the $4 to $4.10 mark as a pretty key level of support, because you can see again going all the way back to early November 2024, and again here those August lows from the unwind of the Japanese yen carry trade correlated with some of these levels of support that we had going all the way back to January, February of 2024 as well. So I was thinking we might be able to hold that level, but lo and behold, we did come even lower as price broke through that level of support here by the time we got to the end of February. And you can see that we did come even lower, getting down to even wicking as low as $2.53. So this was definitely a nice area to be scooping up some Render. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. Make sure to always do your own research, look at the fundamentals, look at the technicals, but we could be potentially putting in a bit of a double bottom pattern here. You can see we got those lows back on the 10th, 11th of March. We came back down to this area exactly 1 month later, essentially the 9th and 10th of April, and we had a little bit of a bounce back to the upside over the past 7 to 10 days. But interestingly, you can see we're getting rejected from two key areas here on the chart. The first area, or that first level, is just what I mentioned with that previous support around $4.10. You can see that we came up here by the time we got to the end of March, and we got rejected from here as resistance and came back down to retest these lows, putting in this double bottom and moving back up to retest that $4.10 level. Interestingly, we're still getting rejected. You can see just how close we wicked up there. We pretty much got to 406, 407 on the wicks of the past few candles here, but we've still struggled to break above that new level of resistance or support turned resistance now that we've come below it. The other level I'm looking at here is this downtrend that we've been in going all the way back to those December highs. If we draw a very simple trend line from the body of these candles in that first week of December, we touched off it here again the first week in January. We wicked up to it by the middle to end of January. And you can see right now we're trying to retest that trend line again, and we haven't managed to break above it. So this key level, two key levels pretty much combining together here, that resistance at 410 and the resistance of this trend going all the way back to those early December highs, is what I'm looking for Render to try and reclaim. After that, I'd be looking for us to get back up above this kind of 475 level, which is probably going to act as a little bit of resistance. And then the next critical level is going to be that 200 simple day moving average. by the time we get up to it, it might be sitting somewhere around 540, 550. But you can see that they're the next few levels I'm really looking for Render to try and reclaim as it makes this move back towards the upside. The positive sign here is that the larger market as a whole does seem to be getting a little bit of a bounce. If I jump over to Bitcoin very quickly, you can see Bitcoin sitting just under $85,000 here, and Bitcoin has in fact technically broken out of its downtrend, going back to those middle of January highs. So we know that we need the market to see Bitcoin leading the charge before many of these altcoins will follow in hot pursuit. So Bitcoin has broken out of its downtrend. I'm seeing a couple of other assets like Solana technically breaking out of its downtrend. SUI technically also broke out of its downtrend, came down to retest it and bounced again, and is moving a little bit sideways at the moment. But with many of these major assets coming out of their downtrends, maybe Render can actually break above this downtrend and the $4.10 level of resistance over the next 7 to 14 days. Again, the other key indicator I'm looking at here is this global M2 chart. We know that Bitcoin follows global M2 83% of the time with that 10 to 12 week delay. And you can see here we had a drawdown in Q1 because of global M2 retracing during Q4 of 2024. And we're almost approaching this period here, expected to happen towards the end of April, beginning of May, where Bitcoin should continue following M2 to the upside. And we know when that happens, you will see alts just like Render making bigger moves to the upside as well. So maybe a little bit more patience needed, maybe a little bit more accumulation here in terms of sideways action before we see Render breaking above 410, 412, breaking above the downtrend and continuing to make a larger move to the upside. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. Always make sure to do your own research. If you're not familiar with Render, we have done a bunch of videos about Render on the channel over the past 1.5 to 2 years, distributed GPU rendering in a decentralized manner. Again, we know what's happening with the artificial intelligence revolution. There is so much happening in AI, not just in crypto, but on the business cycle in general. You're seeing the biggest companies in the world, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Meta, Amazon, Nvidia, they're all trying to fight for their slice of the artificial intelligence pie. And what Render is doing from a decentralized GPU standpoint is essentially tackling the problem of the amount of compute power that it takes all of these AI models to run all of these queries and prompts from people using them on a daily basis. That is extremely energy intensive and computationally heavy. And if we can decentralize all of that compute, it becomes infinitely cheaper to execute those types of models, and running them at scale makes it better ultimately in the long run to be using decentralized solutions for cloud rendering instead of using centralized servers like AWS, which many of these AI models are running at the moment. So making it faster, more elastic, and more affordable when doing a lot of the computationally heavy tasks that all these AI models are doing. When we can do it in a decentralized manner, it becomes more cost effective, more elastic, and quicker over time. So that's the problem that Render is trying to solve for, essentially. And the last time we did a price prediction update for Render, I had in my bear case, base case, and bull case scenarios the fact that we could be seeing a $35 price for Render in a bear case, a $67 price for Render in a base case, and above a $100 price target for Render in a bull case scenario. Again, this is not financial advice, guys, but let me know below. Do you want me to run an updated price prediction for Render? Because it's been a couple months since I ran these numbers and there is new variables at play. We have seen a market retracement over the past couple of months, but I think if this AI narrative can continue to have traction over the business cycle, it's going to permeate down into the crypto space, and Render, as one of the leading AI protocols in the crypto industry, is only going to serve to benefit from that in the medium term. So I still think we could be seeing some pretty good results for Render over the next 6 to 9 months. Again, drop me a comment below if you want an updated price target for Render, and I will put it together in the next couple of weeks. As always, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. Yes, Render is available for purchase and trading over here on Femex. Again, this is not financial advice. Check it out for yourself. Always do your own research about any asset you're considering investing in. I'm going to leave a referral link for Femex in the description below this video. Head on over, check it out for yourself. And that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know, are you holding Render in your portfolio? Do you think the AI narrative is dead, or do you still think we have room to run, not just in crypto, but in the business cycle in general? If you got any value at all out of today's video, it would really mean the world if you gave it a thumbs up. It is super helpful for the algorithm to spread the good word, grow the channel, get this in front of more people. So I'd love if you could hit that thumbs up button below. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. And again, you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description of the video as well. Grab it below and we'll catch you in the next one.